Hey guys. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick video, I say quick every time, they're never quick, about eyeshadow bases, the different ones that I use, what the differences are, which ones I like, which ones I don't think's worth the money, to kind of explain all the ones I use so you guys know what I'm talking about when I talk about it. So the very first two, these are the most common, and it's Urban Decay Primer Potion and Too Faced Shadow Insurance. These two are the most popular primers. You can get them both at Sephora. These two are essentially the same thing. They're slightly different, but they're both skin tone. And what they do is you put them on your eyes all the way up to your eyebrows, underneath your makeup. Well, you can put it on your foundation and then do this. And it doesn't crease. It keeps your shadows lasting longer. And Too Faced Shadow Insurance is the same thing. It's like skin toned. I don't want to squirt it all over my computer. Like that, you know, skin toned. Personal thoughts, I do not like Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I know there are a ton of people that love it. I tweeted something about not really liking it the other day on Twitter, and I had so many people respond and be like, I love Too Faced Shadow Insurance. So I know there's a ton of you guys out there that love it. I've only used it about 3 times. I'm actually going to sell it on my blog sale because I just never use it. But Urban Decay Primer Potion I actually really like. The problem with Urban Decay Primer Potion is this bottle is ridiculous. You see all of this bump here and then down here. Product collects up in there and your little wand can't get to it. So if you've ever seen a video, they have them here on YouTube about how to like cut it open and get product out when you think it's all out. It's amazing how much product is left in there. Like you can fill up a jar of products that's just left in there that you think it's empty and dried out because it's like hiding in these little crevices. I do like it better than Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I find it a little bit thicker. This one's, I think, is a little greasy. I don't know. People say the opposite, though, so maybe it's just personal opinion. One's $17, one's $18. I don't remember which is which, but they're basically the same product. Moving on to MAC. MAC has 3 different types of main primers. They have paints, which look like this. They're little tubes, and you open it up, and it's like paint consistency, like a little cream eyeshadow. And these are supposed to make your shadows last for 12 hours. You can put it on all up to your eyebrow, like I said. There are skin tone colors like this one. This one's base light. And there are also crazy colors like Flammable and Chartreuse. I think, yeah. So there's lots of different colors in all of these. There's like kind of a dark color. But I find paints a little bit difficult to work with just because they're kind of messy. It's kind of annoying that they're in, I mean, they're cute, but they're like kind of hard to work with. The only one that I adore is Flammable because I've never found a color that looks quite like this as a red base. But Flammable's actually been discontinued, so you can't even get it anymore, which is really sad. The next MAC base, sorry I'm like rushing through these, but there's just so many, is a shade stick, a MAC shade stick. And this is basically like a cream eyeshadow in a stick. These also help your colors stay and be more vibrant and not crease as much. My problem with shade sticks are they are very, I find that sometimes they're very dry, and so they're hard to work with because they kind of grab at your eye skin and just pull it. It's just weird. There is a way that you can kind of warm it up. You take it and you go like this, and you kind of warm up the product a little bit, and then when you use it, it goes on smoother. But basically, all around, I think it's kind of an annoying thing. I don't tend to reach for them as often. I love this color because, like Flammable, it's like a dark red, which I love, if you can't tell. But for the most part, I tend to stay away from these. Sorry, my bangs are like crazy. The next thing is like a shade stick, but it's actually a lot cheaper. It's like $3.50, and it's a NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. You can get these at Ulta or on cherryculture.com or nyx.com, NYX. And it's basically like a shade stick, except it's a lot cheaper and a lot creamier. I love these. I think they're well worth the money. And there are actually tutorials on YouTube on how you can melt these down and put them in pots. So you basically like make a paint pot, which is really cool. And one color I adore is Milk. It's white, and it's like the most opaque white ever. Look at that. It's great. And they're so creamy. Like, watch. Like one line. Like not even pressing hard. Like that's amazing. For so cheap too, for like $3.50. So these are really good. I highly recommend these. They can actually cause creasing if you use too much. They're not as basey as like Urban Decay Primer Potion or something, but it makes your colors pop and it's pretty. So the last thing from MAC that is my favorite base, other than the next two things I'm going to talk about, as far as like day to day, this is my favorite base, and it is a paint pot. And they come in lots of different colors. This is Rubenesque. You can tell I've used it a lot. But the cool thing about this is I've had this paint pot for an entire year, and I use this one like I'd say 4 or 5 days a week, and that I still have like some left. That's crazy, you know? But this is my favorite one. It's like a peachy pink. It's gorgeous. The paint pots come in lots of different colors. You guys are going to laugh when I show you this color. Ah, dark red! Who would have known? Can you tell? I'm obsessed. But yeah, this is actually my favorite not daily paint pot. This is called Artifact. The other one was Rubenesque. And paint pots are bases too. They aren't going to hold your shadows as long as paints. They're going to hold it for about 8 hours instead of 12. I highly recommend these out of all the bases I've talked about so far. As far as like an everyday crease stopper, shadow enhancer type of thing, I would definitely recommend getting a paint pot. You can get a skin colored one where you only get one and you use it, every day under any look, and it's perfect if you like don't want to spend a lot of money. Then the next two are more like crazy kind of colored bases, and the first one is Mehron. I use these all the time. You guys have seen them in tutorials. This is the Tropical palette, and this is the Pastel palette. There's a total of 4 palettes, but I only have 2. They're $25 per palette, and they smell good. They smell like coconut or something. I don't know, they smell good. So what you do with these they are water activated. So what I like to use with them is my Fix Plus from MAC, which is basically just like a skin refresher. Like you spray it on your face to like liven up your face during the day, but I just don't use it for that. If you don't have this and you don't want to get it, because it's not really worth it in my opinion, just use water. As soon as I run out of this, I'm just going to fill it back up with water and just use that, because all you need to use for this is water. But what I would do with the Mehron is I would take my Fix Plus and I would spray some, spray directly into the Mehron. See on the hot pink? And then I would take a brush, but I don't have any with me, so I'm going to use a Q-tip and mix it all up in there. It's water activated, so you have to use it with water. Nothing's going to come out if you don't. And then you can put it on your eyelids or wherever you want to use it. If you want to use it on your face, right there. I love these. I find that they make the colors you put over them crazy intense, like crazy. Like the videos that I've used using Mehron, the colors are just like so intense. I highly recommend Mehron if you're into bright looks, if you're into like, looks based on these colors. I tend to use pastel a whole lot more than I use tropical. I've used the yellow one, you can tell because it has like a little green spot in it. One warning about Mehron is it will stain your brushes if you don't wash your brushes immediately after using it, like when it's still wet with the paint. Because if you let the Mehron dry on the brush, your brush will be permanently discolored. Here is an example of a low Cornell brush that I did using the green. And I have cleaned this brush. You would not even imagine how many times I've cleaned this brush. And I actually deep cleaned it with baby shampoo last night 3 times. And it still has a green tinge. So I'm just warning you, don't use it with like your nice brushes unless you're really going to like crazy wash it off right after when it's still wet. So that's my little thoughts on Mehron. And then the last kind of base is Kryolan. And this is the Aqua Color Interference palette. I might have said that wrong. Looks like that. And these are water activated as well. I would actually just take my brush and spritz it with Fix Plus, like that, once or twice, and then rub your brush in the Mehron. So I might as well, the Kryolan. So I just got Fix Plus in my mouth. I'm filming. Blair just walked in. What are you doing?
We're getting ready to go eat.
Oh, hang on. Okay, so that is a Kryolan. None of these are coming up bright right now because my lighting isn't any good, which is kind of annoying because it's like supposed to show how vibrant they are, but they're not. These are more metallic-y looking, as you can tell. They're gorgeous though. I really, really like them. I don't remember how much this palette was. I got it at IMATS, but you can get them online. I got the Mehron ones at sillyfarm.com. These ones, and they might have Kryolan too, so I'll look and I'll put links in the sidebar, wherever the sidebar is. That's my little 2 cents on eyeshadow bases. Do I use a base every single day? Yes. Which one is my #1 would purchase for the rest of my life? If I could only have one base for the rest of my life, it would be Rubenesque Paint Pot. I do like the NYX pencils mainly just because they're so cheap. And then I adore my Mehron palette. Like, I use this palette all the time. I love it. And I love the Kryolan palette too. I haven't gotten to use it as much because I just got it. But I hope this helped you guys. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.